Helena Riverflame first met daylight on a grapefruit coral morning, 8 February 1999, inside a shake shingle cabin balanced on cypress pilings above the jade-lined curve of Louisiana's Bayou Teche. Outside, a lone heron glided past the window, and her mother, a roaming brass funk cornetist who tucks pressed magnolia petals in her mouthpiece pouch, blew a hushed soft fanfare that made enamel cups ring like tiny bells. Her father, a night shift riverlight mechanic who sketches cloud spoonbills on invoice pads to stay awake, leaned so near their freckles mingled and promised the newborn that dock chatter, locker row whispers, and apartment racks stalling at 14 would always make room for anyone bold enough to fill her outline from hip to halo. Curves have ribbon through Riverflame blood since an ancestor rewove crab nets into speakeasy gowns. So nobody blinked when baby Helena popped the seams on her christening romper before the kettle whistled. Granny Opaline simply threaded shrimp boat twine through the tears, patched each gap with carnival kite cloth, and laughed that a thumb of fabric cost pennies, while squeezing a sunrise could cost a horizon. Elementary hallway smelled of pencil curls, pecan pea steam sneaking through the lunch hatch, and briny air elbing past warped shutters. Helena already stood half a head taller than her classmates, blotting the overhead glow whenever she charted manatee grass beds on the pull-down atlas. One drizzle recess, two kids hop-skipped rings, chanting sand, barge, each thud her rubber boots made on chalk square. She walked the levee that evening, pocketed bottle caps, polished satin by the current, strung them on fishing leader, stitched the rattling spine down her moss green hoodie, then strolled into morning roll call, scattering prism freckles across the ceiling tiles. A substitute aide filmed 9 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, posted the shimmer to a scallop new video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers cheered the girl who forged teasing into lighthouse glitter. Helen printed one violet line beside multiplication drills: clouds, crowd only, until you flash them bright. Teen weekends belonged to the shrimming pier where her mother's cornet spirals, laced with diesel coughs from trawlers, skillet pops from benet stalls, and gulls bartering for bait scraps. Off-the-rack jeans stalled on her thighs, so Helena swapped tip jar quarters for sun-bleached cast net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted a high-rise skirt, sprayed it with squid ink fiddle crab silhouettes, then posed at copper sunset against rust-striped pylons while her cousin snapped grainy frames. Every image streamed into an online diary she dubbed Lantern Glide, the very week a glossy photo app fluttered across patchy parish cell towers. Captions flipped from bayou slang to plain truths. Curves anchor wind stronger than seawalls. 2 months before, 16 candles, 52,000 unseen hearts tap approval beneath each mango-lit post. Proof, glowing rectangles, hushed cafeteria, razors faster than any track coach whistle. A coastal systems fellowship hauled her to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Daybreak hours dissolved inside turbine tunnels. Midnights belonged to a 24-hour funnel cake wagon glowing neon dragon fruit beneath mesquite limbs. The heat lamp doubled as ring light. During 5-minute lulls, she filmed 90-second clips, knotting wax paper into hair rosettes while translating dart rotation in half lecture zip, half dock front draw. One upload lace bottlenose clicks under lo-fi shuffle while she ran reflective anchor braid through thrift denim. 47 hours later, the counter reads beyond 1.3 million. Golf-style pages crowned her the funnel cake couturier. Yet every brand offer sputtered at size 16. She shuffled each deck into a folder tagged shrinking nets, brushed sugar dust off her cuff, and handed the next night owl sailor a paper cone full of cinnamon sparkle. Her game prep drill dropped an email sealed with the Columbia Sportswear Compass. The team invited her to co-design a spray shell capsule named Marsh Glow. Helena returned 3 Bay Farm terms, sizes from the 60-inch hips, half the photo crew hired from community college film majors, 10% of net profit earmarked for mangrove nurseries from Matagorda to Morgan City. Columbia signed before dawn, stained lab beakers peaked. The shoe unrolled on a tie scrub flat where piping plover chicks dotted commas across damp sand. She directed paddle borders of every outline through mirror ripples, while a drone wrote infinity glyphs above the water. When the lookbook surfaced, every extended size jacket vanished in 41 hours, across 33 countries, and Lantern Glide leapt beyond 700,000 lantern icons. First shoreline request glides in gentle as a catfish bubble, If the button above still blares red, tap subscribe now. One easy touch shifts it to calm gray and saves your rare spot so next week's story slides into your notifications long before algorithm currents drifted away. Then wander down to the description where the love compass waits, the very map thousands credit for steering ordinary greetings toward magnet bright romance. Spotlight shimmer lured rumor girls. A clickbait vlog claimed Helena hid steel plates around her waist beneath marsh glow shells. Dawn discovered her paddling a cypress board beyond eelgrass braids, bare feet steady in linen shorts and a sports top, outlining every silver stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea dust, while her mother's cornet launched a sunrise growl raw enough to freeze pelicans mid-wheel. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, brushing fuchsia pollen across their own curves until gossip slipped quiet under slack tide. Top sugar Van Paydays, braided with capsule royalties and whipped into Riverflame velvet. A cloud-like butter-folded spruce-tip custard, grapefruit zest oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white in any flash. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart bench, lids tied with braided crab pot rope, each label stamped, "Moisturize your horizon." Stock drained in 82 minutes, lifting $198,000. 20% seeded Beacon grants sending industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Sabine Pass to St. Bernard. 8 months later, 38 Beacon crews live-stream a floating fashion and dolphin harmony gala aboard a retro shrimp scow ribboned with solar lanterns. Dawn colors spilling into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. New Orleans wore Fashion Night carved fresh dock legend. A backstage vent shredded her sapphire mesh gown hip to knee 80 heartbeats before catwalk. Helena ripped neon dock rope off a light brace, laced the slash like boot hooks, and walked the planks as if the splice glimmered in every draft. Shutters snapped like kettle corn. Vogue Delta crowned the rescue rope cadence, and Lantern Glide caught another million lantern sparks before brass horns set the first note afloat. Chaos tried again when a former aide leaked clipped emails hinting she demanded crawfish tower, banquets, and chauffeured airboats for her rescue ibis Aria. Helena posted the chain, uncut, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption monitors for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate swell, $136,000. Bankrolls biodegradable crab trap pilots off Grand. Fans echoed her peer mantra, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit until whispers flatten like tide pool sand. Simply keeps her compass humming true. Twice monthly, she streams Porch Line Groove. Mum brays soulful phrases beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Helena flips thrift denim, while Aria tiptoes powdered sugar spirals across a driftwood plank. One episode spiked past 9 million views when the bird sneezed glitter into the lens. A coastal refuge now sponsors every stream, tagging rehabilitated ibises with solar beacons powered by Riverflame velvet. Supreme revenue crossed 12 million ahead of second solstice. Helena leased a dormant oyster shed, punched skylights into corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and knot lids during midday funk breaks. Auditors begged shrink seals. She repeated Granny Opaline's proverb, fingers keep legend longer than plastic clamps, and rope ties stayed. Her feed holds real sky. Marshbank portraits share scrollings with funnel cake selfies, captioned, same sky, different tide. She posts breath loops captured in sea caves, printable resilience pages in English, and Ataka Papa. Therapy vouchers tucked 3 swipes deep. 181,000 readers call her shoreline honesty their first calm harbor. Community glow rides shimmer under crushed shell dust. Hundreds ride Sunset Causeways wearing Riverflame velvet on shoulders, LED seagrass tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket funds fatten Beacon grants and hoist wheelchair snorkel lifts over Crystal Springs. Chowder Shack's Bubble Lake, flounder stew bowls jump 15% on ride nights. Helena pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Aria plush clipped forward, pausing to lace any rider's wandering shoe. She is finishing Currents Keep names for 11 language shells next spring, while a film crew follows her plan to weld retired boy chains into floating maker studios for Delta schools. Puma's Y2Wave lantern sneaker lands next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, pledging 10% of revenue to Beacon nurseries hugging the Gulf Rim. Second invitation ripples across the flats. If your subscribe badge still blazes red, turn it gray now. One fingertip locks the next tide inside your notifications before algorithm eddies shuffle the chart. And remember, the Love Compass link in the description is ready to help any heart navigate toward unwavering affection. Tropical season quiets toward slack water. Fresh velvet tints, beacon portals, tonight's Porcelain playlist, and that confidence map treasured by thousands rests below this video, open for every traveler. If the soda cap hoodie shimmer, rope lace gown rescue, or Aria glitter sneeze coax even half a grin, hit like, cast your brightest ripple in the comments, and share this crossing with someone whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts lighthouse beams, and the coast bows low to anyone solid enough to plant 2 boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Final whisper drifts like evening tide. Subscribe right this heartbeat, claim your rail, open that love compass below, and meet me on the next rising swell when a new story glints beyond the breakers and courage sings your name again.